Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay. Like I say, I am just taking Bruce for a walk, my local country park. I am off work this week, and the reason being is that it is my 2-week wait. My intention initially was to kind of vlog every single day, but in all honesty I have been absolutely exhausted. If you've been through this journey yourself, then you will know that the 2-week wait is absolutely a journey, to say the least. Just pull in front of me there, thank you very much. But yeah, you will know that the 2-week wait is absolutely a journey and nothing more and nothing less. And it's actually quite a roller coaster. So I am currently 4 days past transfer. Obviously you've seen my kind of transfer video. Obviously I didn't vlog it as such, but we've had the discussion. So I have currently got a 6 B+ embryo, well, blastocyst on board. Hopefully still there, I have no idea. I do feel, I have to say, I do feel confident. It is something that I have never felt before. I have never felt confident before. Obviously, if you've been here a while, you'll know that this is our 3rd cycle of IVF. Our first cycle, we didn't get to transfer on day 5. We got a phone call to say that all our embryos had stopped growing. Our second transfer, we did get a transfer, but it was a very, very, very poor quality embryo that wasn't quite a blastocyst stage. So this is the furthest we've ever got, and by far the best outcome we've ever had, especially knowing that we have 4 very, very good quality blastocysts in the freezer. So it is the furthest we've ever got, so I'm really, really grateful for that. And I think the fact that this round has been so smooth without its hiccups has meant that as a result I feel a lot calmer, I feel a lot more confident, I feel more confident in the clinic, and I just have a good feeling. I'm very, very, very aware of the fact that it might not work, but the way I am trying to kind of view things at the minute is that ultimately, while yes, okay, the success rates are what, 30%? At the moment, for me and me alone, it is a 50-50 chance. Like, I either am pregnant or I'm not. Like, there's no other alternative. So it's one of two, and I'm trying at the moment to just enjoy it. And as much as I want this 2-week wait over and done with, at the same time I want to cling on to this for as long as I can, because this is the closest to being pregnant that I have ever been, and I'm enjoying the process. Why do people feel there is literally nothing in the other lane? Why have you just cut in front of me? Sorry about that. But yeah, so all in all, I think I feel good, I feel calm, I'm really trying to keep myself busy. We think we're going to be able to open the salon next week, so it's really kept us occupied. I've been doing so much admin work for it, etc. I've been doing an awful lot of like content stuff behind the scenes, writing blog posts and scheduling them for the future, that I have been busy, so I haven't been able to just sit around and mope. I've been reading a lot, I've been really, really keeping my mind occupied, and it has been great. Like, don't get me wrong, of course I have sat there and I have a list as long as my arm of maternity clothes saved on my wish list on ASOS, and on top of that, you know, yes, I have been looking at nurseries and the cost of prams and everything else, because I don't believe in jinxing. I used to, I'm a very superstitious person, magpies, things like that, I'm very, very, very superstitious, but I am trying to believe that what will be, and me looking at a baby grow on H&M is not going to change the outcome of my treatment. So like I say, at the moment I'm just enjoying it. We are testing on day 9. We have decided day 9. The clinic actually want us to test on day 14, which is the longest I've ever actually known it. I think most people's clinics are usually around 11 or 12. Our clinic is literally a 14-day wait. We've decided to do it on day 9 because it is the second to last day that Marco will be at home before he has to go into the salon, and he will be working actively in the salon. So we've decided that day 9 is best for us because it means it should show up by then. I know plenty of people that have tested on day 9 and got their accurate result. But we've decided that day 9, because it means if it doesn't work, then we get, or if it does work, then we get that time together, rather than if we get a negative result, Marco having to then get up and go to work and leave me at home. So that's the agreement that we've come to. So I'm nervous. I want him to be here because I just want to know, but all in the same breath, I don't want to know, and I want to continue to live in this bubble for as long as I possibly can. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling now. Like I say, I'm going to my local country park. I'm going to pick up my friend and we're going to go together. It's been really important that I keep myself occupied. Like I say, I've taken this week off work sick because I just can't focus on anything else at the moment. So yeah, so I'm going for this walk and I will check in with you later. So I've just got back from my dog walk and I've got into a habit every week at the minute of cutting. I roast a chicken for Marco effectively at the beginning of the week, so he's got it for a sandwich. So I'm just in the process of shredding the chicken effectively, and then I'm going to make myself a corned beef sandwich. That seems to be my thing at the minute. I'm trying to eat relatively well, but also just food I enjoy. Like I want to feel happy. I don't want to feel like I'm restricting myself. So I'm not following any kind of post-transfer diet. I've been eating things like nuts. I've been having a variety of sandwiches like meats, and corned beef seems to be my thing at the minute. Jam on toast tends to be my breakfast, if not egg on toast. I'm eating well. I'm eating 3 meals a day. I'm not really snacking in between unless I'm hungry. I am quite hungry at the minute, but I don't think that's anything pregnancy related. I think that is just because I like to eat. So yeah, I don't think that's anything spectacular, but I got really hungry on the walk, so I have decided to make myself a nice big sandwich, a cup of tea, and then I think I am just literally going to spend the rest of the afternoon reading, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'm reading The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary at the moment, which I'm really enjoying. So yeah, nothing too excited going on today, but I thought you might be interested to know what I'm eating. I'm cooking a beef and ale stew for dinner actually, and I googled whether or not I could have it because I was a little bit anxious about cooking with alcohol, but obviously when you cook with alcohol all the alcohol evaporates, doesn't it? So it's not actually alcoholic, it's just the taste, so that's absolutely fine. I am at the moment eating as though I'm pregnant, so I won't eat like gorgonzola I love, for example, but you can't have any like blue vein cheese or anything like that. So I am just quite literally acting as though I am with child in every sense. So caffeine, I only have, you can have like 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. So I literally have 2 normal cups of tea a day, and then the rest of the time I am on decaf, which I'm not minding at all, to be honest. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I am a big Yorkshire tea fan, and I've got every Yorkshire tea going, and their decaf is lovely, so I'm quite happy drinking that. But other than that, I don't really have anything new to report. I don't have any symptoms today. I've got a slightly sore back, but I think if anything, I think that's where I've slept funny. But other than that, absolutely nothing today, and I'm trying my very best not to let that get to me. So you know, it would be nice if I was, you know, over the toilet throwing up and all the rest of it and truly believing that it had worked, but I'm not. So a day at a time, but today, at 4 days past 5-day transfer, is relatively symptomless. Lovely. Hello, please do absolutely excuse the state of me. I have come home and washed my hair and it's gone very frizzy. Today has been a day, I can tell you that much. Today I have totally and utterly convinced myself that we are out. I did it yesterday. I completely and utterly convinced myself that we were out. Just yesterday and today I've just had no symptoms whatsoever. Today I've been really emotional, like really emotional. I have been crying pretty much all day, just on and off. It's not been very nice at all. I was really emotional this morning. I started crying in the car on the way to walk the dog. I cried on the dog walk. I cried on the way home. I cried on the way home because I'll Never Love Again by Lady Gaga came on the playlist, and that song makes me cry all the time. But it was uncontrollable sobbing. I then came in the house and Started crying because one day Marco is going to die. That is why I cried. It is ridiculous, the way that my brain works, but I was crying. I then went to see my grandma, which I was really, really glad I did. She was, my grandma is like my best friend. I love her so much. And I went to see her and I walked in and she was like, have you found out if it's worked yet? And I said, no. So we don't find out for a little while yet. So we've got another 9 days. And she was like, oh. And I was like, why? And she was like, you look different. She was like, you look different. She was like, I have a really good feeling about this. She was like, you look really well. You have a bit of an aura about you. I think it's worked. And I was like, okay. Now let's hope that, you know, that good energy is coming from somewhere and it's not just, what's the word I'm looking for? But yeah, it's not just my grandma being a grandma. But it was really nice to be there. I literally spent the afternoon with her. We laughed so much. And that was really nice. It was a really nice escape. She got a bit teary when I showed her a photo of the embryo, and yeah, it was really nice to be there and really nice to see her. And then, yeah, then I popped in to see my father-in-law, and then I came home, and then I cried again. I then cried some more because we didn't have any bread in and I wanted beans on toast. So yeah, all in all, it's been a bit of an emotional day. I've just found it really hard because I think now we're kind of, you know, we're approaching the halfway mark of the 2-week wait. And I'm finding it really hard that I'm not getting any symptoms. I've had really quite bad cramping in my legs, like I've got it at the moment in my thighs. And that I always get about a week before my period, that and backache, and I've got both of those. So, it's just things that are too familiar, like it's just too familiar. Like it's too much like my period for me to think that this has worked. For the first like 3 or 4 days, so yeah, until yesterday, I was utterly convinced that it had worked and that it was gonna, obviously, you know, implantation isn't gonna happen in the first like 2 days, but I was convinced that it would work. And now, it's just too familiar in that it's so much like my last cycle, in that I had symptoms for the first few days and then I just woke up and they'd all gone. And that's exactly where I'm at now. Like I'm squeezing my boobs as if to say, please hurt. And they only hurt because I'm squeezing them so high. And like, I'll stand there topless looking at Marco going, do my nipples look darker? Do my nipples look different? Do my boobs look bigger? And he's like, no, like, I'm sorry, love, no, they don't. They look marvellous, but they don't look any different to what they did 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it's just, oh, I don't know. It is so hard going through the 2-week wait. Like, I think I've always said that the wait between egg collection and transfer and waiting for the embryo development, I've always said that is the hardest part of IVF, but I'm currently thinking in this cycle it is most definitely the 2-week wait because I'm absolutely going out of my mind at the moment. And yeah, it's just mad. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Tomorrow's 6 days. I think we've decided to test, we are going to test early. This clinic is 14 days, so we are going to test early. My pregnancy tests arrived today. I asked Marco to hide them and he didn't. My local shop doesn't do first response, so he hasn't hidden them, so I know exactly where they are. I can see them now as I'm recording. The temptation to test is beyond anything I've ever felt before, but I'm not going to do it because he will hit the roof if he finds out I have. So purely so my husband isn't angry, I'm not. I'm going to occupy myself for the rest of the evening by editing my podcast. I've got the episode with Fuller Figure, Fuller Bust to edit. So I'm going to do that now. And then I'm just going to read, I think, until I go to sleep. We've been watching, is it called Trigger Point or Trigger Happy? I think it's called Trigger Happy. Oh my God, my brain. But it's a bit of like a sketch show thing from like 2000s. You might remember it, you might not. It was literally filmed in the year 2000. It's Dom Jolly just going around doing stupid shit with hidden cameras. And it's great. So when Marco gets home, he's out at the salon. We open on Tuesday and he's still got so much to do. So yeah, once he gets home, we'll get in bed with a decaf tea and watch that until we fall asleep. Hello. So it is now 6 days past 5-day transfer. It's always a mouthful, isn't it? It's just 6 days past transfer. Today's been a weird day. Today I have been knackered, like really, really tired. I am taking it as a good sign. I'm trying not to convince myself either way, but it's really hard not to. It really is. Like, everybody's like, oh, don't symptom spot, don't use Dr. Google. It is impossible. Like, every single day, the very first thing I do when I wake up is Google X amount of days, past 5-day transfer, symptoms, no symptoms, BFP. Like, it is all that I do straight away. Today has been different. Today is the day that I was really anxious about getting to. I don't know if anxious is the right word, but the day that I wanted to get to, I don't even know how to describe it, but like in an emotional space. Like, today was the day that I was kind of dreading, because with our second cycle, it was day 6 when I woke up and all my symptoms had dropped off and I felt completely and utterly normal. And yeah, it was really, really odd, but that was kind of when I knew that we were out. Obviously, like I said, you know, the last few days I've not really had symptoms, and everything that I've had I've kind of thought was progesterone. But today I woke up and I had my morning cup of tea and I had gone to the toilet 4 times before 11 o'clock, and I was like, oh, this is unusual for me. And then I have just been beyond exhausted. I've been emotional again. I was driving home from walking Bruce and I saw a little old lady in her car and she was driving slowly around the roundabout, and I started crying because she was old and because everybody's gonna get old, and that is like ridiculous, but that is where my brain is at the minute, and I just keep crying over everything, like everything. I've got aches in my legs, which I always get. I always get aches in my legs before my period. I get it kind of around the time of ovulation and then again straight before I'm due to come on, and it is like an intense growing pain. However, this time I've got it in both legs. It's nowhere near as like, it is nowhere near as intense, nowhere near, but it's also in my hips. And then yeah, that's it really, other than the fact that I am craving salty foods like there is no tomorrow. My grandma makes the best mashed potato in the world, and the reason I say that is because it is really rather salty. She makes quite salty mashed potato, and all I have been thinking about is my grandma's salty mashed potato. So at the moment I'm taking everything as a good sign, and at the moment I'm feeling quite hopeful, which is nice, because yesterday and the day before I really wasn't, and I really felt like everything was over. Whereas today I am feeling so much more positive, and I think that's a good thing. I'm very, very, very aware of the fact that it might not work, and I'm also so aware of the fact that symptoms literally mean nothing during the 2-week wait, because technically at the moment, if I am pregnant, I am 3 weeks and 5 days pregnant. Or is it 3 weeks and 6 days? 3 weeks and 5 days pregnant. It's way too early for any symptoms. Like, realistically, next week would be the earliest that anything would appear. So I know that everything is progesterone, but I'm also just trying to be quite open to the fact that it might have worked. And yeah, it's like I say, because day 6 last time was when everything dropped off, whereas day 6 this time seems to be where everything is rising, then I don't know, maybe, maybe not. I'm sure I'll wake up tomorrow. In fact, in about an hour, I'll probably convince myself that, in about an hour, I will probably convince myself that we're out again. The only other thing is my boobs are starting to look a little bit veiny, which is interesting. But again, it could be the progesterone. There is literally no saying. It's probably all the progesterone, but still, the fact that I am having anything at all on day 6 is enough for me. So yeah, it's all a bit wild, kids. It's all a bit wild. It is definitely a process. I've had a really rubbish 2 days. I've really just felt emotional and sad, and I don't know. So today is different, but I am so tired. I'll be so surprised if I'm still awake. Sorry. If I'm still awake at 9 o'clock. Yeah, I just don't think I will be. I was meant to be cooking tonight. I'd got stuff in to make beef stew. But I forgot, to be honest. I was sat on the sofa like, half asleep. I've been nodding off all afternoon. And then, yeah, it was about 5 o'clock and I was like, oh bugger, I've not started. And I like to do it so it cooks slow and it's cooking for about 3 or 4 hours. So I was like, no, sod that. And it wouldn't have been salty enough. So I've sent Marco to the fish and chip shop to get me some fish and chips. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling positive today, that's all. And yeah, I know whatever the result, it's okay. Like, I will be okay. I will be so okay no matter what the result is. Like, I know that in my heart. I know that I will go through the grieving process, but I know that I will be okay. And I know that we've got our 4 lovely top grade embryos in the freezer, and I know that we will be able to try again, but I don't want to have to try again. I want to be able to, I want this to be it. I want it to be 3rd time lucky so badly. I cannot tell you how badly I want this. It's so bizarre. Like, we'll sit there and like I will insist that Marco talks to the embryo and things like that. Like, it's just, it's mad. It really is. I want this so badly, but only time will tell. Anyway, yeah, that's my day 6 update. Hi, this has literally turned into a vlog of me talking to you from my bedroom. Hope you're all okay. Today is 8 days past transfer, so we are now officially halfway through. Well, we're over halfway through now. If I'm really honest, I've completely convinced myself that we are out. Yesterday was a really tough day. I quite literally spent all yesterday daytime fine, and then it hit in the evening, and I lost it. Like, I really lost it. I was so emotional. I was so upset. I was really all over the place. Like, I was sobbing from about 5 o'clock until, in all honesty, about midnight. It was really difficult. It was a really difficult evening for both Marco and I. But I just feel like my PMS symptoms are just far too strong. I have had really bad cramping in my thighs. I have had really bad cramping in my stomach. I have had no like boob pain or any other kind of symptoms that the progesterone usually causes me, and it's just felt really similar to last time. My mood swings have been all over the place. I've been incredibly emotional, and it is all just really familiar. And I know what people will say, and I know that people will say, well, you know, you never really know, and at the end of the day, you are technically only 4 weeks, and most people don't have any symptoms other than a missed period by this point. And so it is entirely possible that every symptom I'm experiencing is progesterone, but I don't know. I feel like we're out, and I feel like I have made my peace with that somewhat. Like I say, I was so upset last night. I have not been like that for a really long time. It was horrific. And I just feel like we're out. Like, I was there last night, like, doing the whole why me, why us, why have we got to go through this, what did I do to deserve this, you know, all of that. Apologising to Marco, telling him how much he'd be better off without me, and all just that whole rigmarole. But I'm convinced, and I feel like as much as last night was really horrible and really wasn't a nice experience at all, especially for Marco. Like, it is never nice seeing your other half literally rip themselves to pieces. At the same time, I feel like I'm okay now. Like, I feel like I've kind of, in my head, I've accepted that it's not worked, and so if it has, it'll be an incredibly welcome, incredibly happy surprise. But by this time next week, I feel like I'll have kind of grieved and dealt with it. Like, I know that sounds really awful, and I'm a really big advocate for, you know, staying positive through the 2-week wait and keeping yourself occupied and enjoying the 2-week wait, because at the end of the day, until anything proves otherwise, you are technically pregnant, and that was absolutely my plan. And in all honesty, that's exactly what I've been doing. Like, I you know, the first 4 days I was so confident and I was on a total high and I was okay. And I don't know what that switch has been. I really don't know what has convinced me otherwise. But I don't know. I feel certain. And I can't describe it any other way. I just feel certain that it's not worked. And maybe that is me being a negative Nelly, I don't know, but I just feel like it was always going to be too storybook, and I feel like I've said that in a previous vlog, or maybe I said it on Instagram, but like I say, it just felt too storybook that I would have 2 private cycles that were horrific and shocking and fail so miserably, to then campaign to get it on the NHS and win, and then get it on the NHS unexpectedly, and then have the most insanely perfect cycle that went so unbelievably well, and then it work like that. It just seems too storybook. Like, that doesn't seem like a legit thing that would happen. Like, I don't feel like life is ever going to be that sunshine and roses and storybook for us. Like, I just don't. So yeah, that's where my head's at the minute. My mindset might change in the next couple of days, I don't know, but right now that is where I'm at. So I'm gonna leave the vlog here. Like I say, this will be the first of two-week wait vlogs. So yeah, I don't know, that's where I'm at. But anyway, like I say, if you do want to keep up to date, then do make sure that you subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Instagram as well at amber.itso, and make sure that you listen to the podcast too. It's called I Ovary Acting, by the way, if you knew. Ovary, like ovary, you know, play on words. I think I'm gonna have a cup of tea and then go to bed. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the next vlog I'll be a bit more cheery and I'll have convinced myself it's worked again. But for now, this is where I'm at. It has been a roller coaster this week. This has by far been the hardest part of the whole process. Like, we have been doing this now for nearly 7 weeks. It's mad. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you next Sunday.